I have 30 people coming over for a big brisket cook. Now what they don't know is that you're also invited. And we're going to do 2 experiments. First, we're going to find out if people can actually tell the difference between a cheap brisket, a prime, and maybe one of those super expensive online briskets. Next, we're going to use the foil Texas crutch to wrap the briskets, but then we're going to use butcher paper to rest them. This will help us both speed up our cook and see if we can get back our bark. I think this method is going to be a really good secret for cooking a cheap brisket. I'm also going to answer some questions between the Lang and the Shirley. Specifically, is there a difference in the capacity between the Lang and the Shirley? So let's recap. We got 30 people, 3 briskets, 3 different grades, a Lang, and a Shirley. This is going to be a great video. We've got a Snake River Farms, a prime from Costco. There is something in Spanish, but you'll notice that there's no grade on this one. I think at the time that I bought this one, it was, I want to say around 130, 140 bucks maybe. And then you can see the prices on this one. So, you know, I could get technically 2 of these for one of these. And we are cooking on the Shirley. One is a prime from Costco. The other one, Snake River Farms. So those are looking good. And on the Lang, this one's a lot smaller. Nice small fire on the Fire Dog fire basket. Leaving that crack just a bit. Let's check the fire on the Shirley. Nice small fire in the corner. There you go, you can see it. The top questions I get all the time is which pit is easier to run? The Shirley or the Lang? They're each different, but I will tell you, you get a lot more space with the Shirley. A lot more space. The same 36-inch chamber on the Lang. I mean, that's one brisket. I suppose if I'd have ran it this way, I could get 1, maybe 2 of them. Now, one of my favorite parts of the Lang. That sounds so cool. Now, some people, they're like, oh, that's horrible because Lang had to do that because they leak. Whatever. All smokers leak before they get up to pressure. I just think it looks cool as hell. Same thing over here. I love that. We're gonna hit these brisket with the magic secret Spritz. It's proprietary. I can't possibly tell you what's in this apple juice. But man, look at that color. Starting to render. You might notice that I've got this rack in here. It occurred to me that instead of pulling the top rack out and moving it out, why don't I just put it on the bottom since I wanted that extra little bit of space. So I'm going to try that now. I'm just really not sure about cooking on the top because I just think it's going to cook so hot. But, you know, people are telling me that's what they do all the time. And normally this would have been the brisket to do that with. But I got 30 people coming over tomorrow. And I don't want to totally screw it up just as an experiment. So we're just going to try that. See if we still get the finish that we're hoping for. And hopefully, you know, we don't burn the heck out of the bottom of it. You know, it's a learning process. All the barbecues are a learning process. So we are about, I think 4 4 hours in at this point, and you know, I don't know if y'all can see that nice small fire back in the corner, just like before. Nothing different. Just all right, starting to get some beautiful color. They're temping at 148 and 157. That one started getting a little dark in the back, so threw up just a smoke heat block on it. But look at that yellow fat starting to render out. Oh, that's gonna be good. All right, so this is the Lang. Smoker's at 235. Brisket's at 151. Oh, nice little fire going. Let's look at our brisket. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but brisket is looking good. You can hear that fat rendering. You can see that fat rendering right there and hitting. All right, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. All right, it's been a couple more hours. It's time to check the briskets again. So let's take a look. We've got one of them that's reading 177. And then the other one is reading 160. So I'm betting that one's the 177. But let's take a look. They look good. It's got really good color, but you know, the cooling has washed a lot of the bark away, which won't affect the taste per se, because you can still see the. But yeah, we're gonna let them go just a little bit longer, and should be ready to wrap shortly. It's the next day, and you'll notice that the briskets are wrapped tightly in foil. Now, normally I don't do foil wrap on briskets or the Texas crutch, but ironically I do on everything else, ribs, pork butt. But I saw a video.
Barbecue joint, Zavala's Barbecue.
Definitely wrap in foil about hour 10, 11, when it's about 185-ish. We pull the briskets off when they're done. We wrap them in paper. I know it's an extra step.
So you've rested this whole time in paper versus wrapping in foil.
Yep, so this one's gonna have a little tighter bark.
We're taking a look at our prime. Trick is to wrap it as tight as you can. That's what someone told me. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Yep. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let it vent for a minute, and then we'll wrap it in butcher paper.
W? What does that mean? Oh, that's gorgeous. Slices really well.
That's right. Pull apart.
Heck yeah.
What do you think?
Beautiful.
So the question is could 30 people tell the difference in the briskets? Well, I asked my family to write down a score between 1 and 10. Now, 10 equals it was great, 5 was it was good, and 3 was, okay, wow, this was really disappointing. I hate that I showed up to this brisket cook. Now, not everybody voted, and this was not a scientific test. It was just something fun to do as people ate brisket. So I'll put the results at the end of the video, and you can kind of go through and see the scores and stuff for yourself. But I'm telling you, it was very unscientific. Like, here's the comment section. Here's the scorecard for looks. And, you know, here's the scorecard for taste. So, again, it was friends and family. Well, the results were surprising. Let's talk about appearance first. To most people, the briskets looked alike. They had bark, they had a smoke ring, they were tender, and they were juicy. Taste. They had the same rubs, they had the same smoke profiles, and most people liked the Walmart cheap brisket. Now I'm going to credit that to the foil wrap and the paper rest. I'm a true fan of this method, and I'm going to be using it from now on. Now people could tell a difference between the other briskets and the higher end Snake River farm, which is good because it's supposed to be a higher quality brisket. Now, my personal takeaway was it's okay to cook a cheap brisket. There's some videos out there that say it's not worth the effort or the expense. However, most of us are not professional YouTube influencers, so if it's all you've got, cook it. Well, that's it. That's all I've got. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's your backyard. Cook with what you got. Thanks again.